In this video we're going to make a 2-sheet drawing of the sheet metal plate that we modelled in the last video. So I'll begin by creating a new drawing. So make drawing from part assembly. I'll select my template. In this case I'll go with A4 landscape third angle. So this opens up a new drawing sheet for us here. I'll not bring in any views just yet. The first thing I'll do here is copy sheet 1. To do this, right click and copy, and then go Ctrl V, and I'll move to the end. And so now I've got sheet 1 and sheet 2. Sheet 2 here is going to be for our flat pattern, so I can rename this. So I've called it flat underscore pattern, and sheet 1 then is, it's optional, let's rename this sheet metal orthographic. There's our 2 sheets. So on sheet 1 I'll go over here to the view palette and I'll bring in the orthographic views. So I'll start with the front view, project the top, the side views, and if I drag off here at an angle and press the Control key, I can place my isometric over here. Change the shading on that. It has brought in the center marks and the center lines here. I'm going to delete the center lines from my isometric, just draw a window around them there. Hide the origin icon there by going up here to the eye and turn view origins off. Now most of the dimensions have come in and they're all on the top view. I'm going to see if SOLIDWORKS can organize these dimensions in a better way. To do this, I'm going to press F5 to turn on my filter toolbar here, and I'm going to select a filter for dimensions. So this will only select dimensions and hold callouts. So there's our filter symbol. I grab all the dimensions here, click on one of them, and using this pop-up that appears here, I'm going to use this tool here, auto arrange the dimensions, and see if that will arrange these dimensions for me in a better way. So click on that. You can see there that the auto arrange has tidied up our dimensions and they now look neater on the drawing. You can move these around and position them then independently yourself. So I'll turn the filter off and hide the toolbar by pressing F5 again. If you want to flip arrows inside, just click on them. If you want to put a center line on the top view, let's change the scale maybe first. So if I look here, the scale is currently 1:5. If I go to the sheet properties, change the scale 1:4. So now all the views have a scale of 1:4. The isometric perhaps is a little bit too big, so instead of using the parent scale here, I'll use a custom scale for this, and let's make this 1:5 to reduce it there, move it into the corner. If you want to bring in a center line, for instance here on the top view, you could select center line, and so if I click the 2 outer edges there, SOLIDWORKS has put the center line in for me. I'm going to OK that. If you want to put in a detail view, you go to view layout, select detail view. We don't have any cosmetic threads, so I'll just draw a circle in this area here. Drag over here. Before I place it, let's change the scale of this to 1:1. If I change the size of the circle, the view increases there like that. So if I want to add some drawing dimensions to this, put in the R3 and let's dimension the thickness. So I'll click that edge and this edge here, and depending on whether I click on the blue or the orange side, it will place the dimension at the particular side. So I'll place that dimension there. That's our rapid dimension tool there. And using the rapid dimension tool here, again, you can place that dimension there. Put in another detailed view. Click in the vicinity of where you want to place the view and drag out. So the scale of this view is 1:2. So if you want to increase the scale of the detailed view, just click on it and go over here and change the custom scale. So I'll use user defined and I'll use 1:1.5. So if I move the view, the label moves with it, but you can move the label independent. So there's that detailed view. So now we'll just quickly have a look at the flat pattern. So if you go over here to flat pattern, drag this and drop it in there. So there's our flat pattern view. Let's change the scale. So here's your flat pattern development here of the top hat plate. And if I click on that view here, I can rotate it. So I'll select rotate view and I'll rotate this 90 and apply that and close. So I've rotated the flat pattern there through 90 degrees to place it like that on our sheet. If you need to put a note in the drawing, you can click on annotation and add note, and I'll add the note to the drawing sheet rather than the view. So click here away from the view. You can change the height, make it bold, apply a different font, press escape, you can place that on your drawing sheet wherever you wish. Now one last thing, if you right click on the view here and I scroll down and select annotations, you have an option here to bring in the cut list properties of our sheet metal part. So if I click on that, I can drop in there the properties of our sheet metal part. So that's coming in from our cut list in our model that we saw in the previous video. So there we have it, our cut list properties here for our sheet metal part. We have the size of the bounding box, the length and the width of it, and so on, and all the information that we would need to manufacture this. So that's cut list properties. There's the orthographic. So there we have it, flat pattern sheet metal drawing and cut list properties of our sheet metal part. Thanks for watching.